I'm a little bit upset. I'm a little bit disappointed in the community here. I'm a little bit angry. I want to walk into some sort of mass of people and do something that's going to change families forever. That's what it makes me want to do, just reading through these comments on my previous video. If you guys aren't aware, in the last video, I decided, hey, you know what? Mask off. Your boy's going to take off his mask. However, here's what most people don't realize. The mask's already been off. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen it. If you would have seen the 50K video, you would have seen it. You would have seen it from 2 weeks ago. But instead, it seems that it's the first exposure and people see my face. And I made some jokes at my expense. I said, hey, if I ever walk into a plane, all right, you need to whisper to the flight attendant to keep an eye on that guy. I said, hey, you know what? That dude looks like he owns a small convenience store somewhere in the hood. I was making self-deprecating humor. And in the comments, people said, hey, man, don't let the haters get to you. All right? Don't let the haters get to you. You do you, boo. If you want to show your face, don't be worried about what people have to say about you. And here's the honest truth. I don't care what loser virgin magicians have to say about another loser virgin magician. I could have come out here looking like Eeyore, and it doesn't matter because it's still probably better looking than 99% of the magician population, all right? It doesn't matter, but it still gets me upset that people are saying, hey, man, don't let these guys get to you. I don't care. It gets me more upset that that's the first time people saw my face, and they said, whoa, what's this? This is new. There's a revelation. Where you been? Where you been? All right, follow me. Follow me on everywhere. And you would have seen it from before. You would have seen it. So today we're doing a little bit of a double fan tutorial. For those of you guys that don't know what a fan is anytime you take a deck of playing cards and you spread them in a very nice looking display. So I'm going to show you guys how to do a little bit of a double fan. Now, I've put this before. I don't know if I put it on Patreon. I don't know if I put it here on YouTube. But the thing is that I have little updates to it that might make it better and might make you look more like, absolute loser virgin. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today. Speaking of Patreon, Pigcake, Magic Academy. Check it out. $5 a month gets you 2 videos every single week going over everything you need to become a level 69 virgin in terms of magic tricks and whatever. Check it out. 2 videos every single week. Over 300 videos already. Look at this. Introduction, shilling. Most people aren't even watching this. Most people have skipped through it. But the dedicated few are going to get this crucial piece of information that's going to improve their magic 20-fold, 30-fold even. So check it out. Link is in the description below. So here's what the double fan looks like. We're going to be using these cards right here. I'm going to be using these. I'm going to be using these because I'm not a poser. I'm not going to be using one of the trendy playing cards that have come out in the past year. All right. I'm going to be using these right here. Classic good old 1990 Walgreens bicycle cards. All right. Because that's the sort of life I live as a hipster. So the move looks a little bit like this. You take a deck and pardon me looking at the monitor for 2 seconds here. It's not that I'm not establishing a connection with the audience. It's that I need to know what I'm looking at because it's what you're looking at. So you pardon me looking down here for a second. Can I do that? Are you guys going to allow me without me looking like an absolute scrub? Thank you. So the move looks a little bit like this. You do one fan, you do another fan, and you see that you end with 2 fans, and all the ladies start dripping. So there's a number of ways to get into this and a number of ways to do this, which is what we're going to get into in this video. So you two could be the new Jeff McBride and not look like a So as I mentioned, there's a couple ways to get into this. The original way that I wrote it up was like this, right? You see, you got a nice little bit of a double fan. You could do this like this and, impress your magician buddies. You're not really impressing normal people, but you could hold them together and it looks a little bit like an S and you can close it up and it's a nice little bit of a fan. So here is how to do this. You're going to hold the deck in the left hand mechanics grip. This is the standard grip for most magicians here. Now what's going to happen is you're going to come in with your right hand and you're going to swing cut the cards, turning them face up into the left hand. So that action just looks a little bit like this. Now, the reason for this is because you want to end up with both fans facing the spectator looking the same. You could skip this step if it doesn't matter to you that one fan is going to be different than the other. You notice how one is now face up, the other one's face down. Also, another point of contention here, I do fans with my right hand. You see that? I do fans with my right hand. So, of course, you're going to have to reverse this if you're a normal magician and do the fan with your left hand and carry on the instructions that way. So first things first, you're going to do a swing cut here and you're going to lever this top packet face up onto the left hand. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to regrip into a fan position with the right hand. So this is the fan position that I like to have with these particular cards. So you notice that they're staggered all the way towards the right. If I'm looking at it, they're staggered right here, jutted out towards the right with my thumb approximately covering the bottom pip of the card. This allows for a nice little bit of a wide fan. Now, one of the points that I mentioned here that's a new point is if you want, you could put your finger right here. The reason for that is because you're going to have to put your finger there regardless to do the other fan. You see that? But if you want to save time, you could just put the cards in this position, do the fan, and now you don't even have to adjust that forefinger for the next move. So you could either do it this way, do a normal fan, and put your forefinger on the other side, or you could start the fan with your forefinger on the other side to begin with. There's not really much difference in doing the fan. Now, some tips on doing a fan. Initially, you're going to get one of these. They're going to get one of these, and people are going to laugh at you because it's going to look like you prematurely shot your load. So in order to get a wide fan, it's going to take some practice. You're going to have to practice that soft point of where you're going to bevel the cards so you could fan it and get a maximum spread. So that's just going to be a little bit of practice. I know it sounds like a cop-out, and it sounds like, oh, of course, with practice it's going to get better. But here's the thing that's going to happen, and a little bit of a real truth when it comes to magic. Now, there's a tie here to a psychological ploy called the aha moment. Now, the aha moment is something that just comes at you naturally. It's just a moment of clarity where everything seems to fall in place. That's going to happen when it comes to practicing these sleights, because eventually what's going to happen is when you start doing it, it's going to start looking like a baby trying to do algebra, like shit. But then eventually you're going to get to the point where you get a fan that looks great and you don't know how you did it. But from then on, it's going to start looking great each and every single time. It's a weird thing. I call it the aha moment. I tie it into that point in psychology. But you're going to notice that with practice, eventually you're going to get to the point where you're going to do it and you're not going to know how you did it. But really it's because you've been practicing the entire time. So you've been practicing and you don't realize it. So just practicing, you're going to get a nice wide fan. Now, again, doesn't matter if you do the fan here or you do the fan with the forefinger inside to save time. But what's going to happen now is I'm going to take the left-handed cards and I'm going to put them in the exact same position that the cards were previous. So the exact same position that these cards were in the beginning, I'm going to put these cards and take them there. And now they're being held by my forefinger and my thumb of the right hand. At this point, I'm going to repeat the action. I'm going to do another fan with the exact same procedure here. So right now I'm holding two fans with my forefinger in between. Now, dare I say this looks a little bit like cardistry. Really, it's card manipulation. It's the same thing Jeff McBride did. It's the same thing Jeff Sheridan did. It's the same thing David Copperfield did on many of his specials, all right? This isn't cardistry, if you guys want to call it that, you youngins out there full of cum going to cardistry conventions. I dare you to do a fan in front of me at a cardistry convention and not have me knock the cards out of your stupid hands. And what you're going to do is you're going to come in with your left hand. You're going to grab the base of the fan, making sure their thumb is here at the back so you could brace the entire fan. And here you're just going to separate the fan with a snap. So it just looks like you've split it into two. And it's a very nice looking display here. So one more time, let's go from the beginning here. Swing cut, turning it over, readjusting. So now we're doing a fan with the right hand. If you want to save time and have economy of motion here, you do the fan with the forefinger in the back here. Next, you're going to put these in the same position and you're going to do the exact same action as before. So right now, you're just going to come in with your left hand at the base of the fan and you're going to split both fans here, making it a nice little bit of a display. So I like doing a little bit of a snap because then it looks like both fans just kind of split and it looks even and it looks nice. So at this point, if you want, you could put them together. I don't know, take a picture for Instagram, never get any pussy ever again, because this is pretty much a deterrent to any woman. You're the Superman of virgins if your Instagram picture contains anything that resembles this position or this position or this position. I'm teaching you what not to do here. But you have two fans here. Now at this point, you could just close this up with your fingers. All you're doing there is exactly what it sounds like. You're just having the fan. Now with your middle finger here, you're going to bring your forefinger down and you're simply going to turn these cards counterclockwise or anti-clockwise for UK fucks. You're going to turn this counterclockwise just like this. Use your fingers here to manipulate these cards to a squared position. Again, that's just going to come with practice, but just practice right here, moving these cards with the middle finger and using the forefinger here to brace the cards into a little bit of a squared condition. Now these are going to be in a different condition because obviously you're holding the cards in a weird fan. So what's going to happen is the opposite. So you're going to use your middle finger here to bring these cards to a square, the opposite direction. So notice these are going this direction. These are going to go the opposite direction. So just to conclude, the move looks a little bit like this. And we have a nice little close at the end. That's it. That's the move. Again, it's just a little bit of a flourishy move. It's not really a magic move. There's really no function in terms of magic, but it looks cool. That's the thing. It looks cool. So you could interject that in whatever sort of routine that needs to show a bit of skill. Let's say you need to show that you have, I don't know, an element of skill in your performance. You want to do something like this. It's not going to get you the ladies, that's for sure, but it is going to let the people know mentally that you've spent way too much time on magic. So that's the double fan. A little bit of a move that your boy came up with. So it's one of the first moves your boy came up with. In Piggy notebooks, I have notebooks that stack to that high, that are full back and forth on the pages of just content and stuff that I've made up over the years, and I'm probably going to be releasing those throughout the upcoming year. So look out for content from that. I'll be mentioning, hey, this is from the old Piggy notebooks. So this is just a double fan from the old pre-Virgin Mastery days. So I hope you guys appreciated that. Hope you guys like that. Hope you guys like the production value that I'm giving you here with this face track camera. You don't get this from other magic channels, all right? Name a magic channel that has the production value of this one, and leave it in the comments below. So thank you guys. Thank you guys. This is probably going to be the last video of the year. This is probably going to be the last video ever, because honestly, maybe after this and reading the comments from the previous video, I might just end up on a news. So look out in the news for my next video. I'm going to go figure out different ways to use a wide angle adapter on a DJI Osmo Pocket without having distortion on the corners. There's a little bit of distortion right here, right here, right here, and right here. So I need to fix that.
Yo, this Jay Tweezy, keeping it live on the Heezy. Faux cheesy. With them 504 boys, you dig? Check it. This here to be played loud as possible, preferably in residential neighborhoods and nightclubs. Grab your shorty and let's go. Now you won't, you wobble wobble. Let me see you shake it, shake it.